Ride With Us podcast, presented by the American Coaster Enthusiast, the world's largest ride enthusiast organization dedicated to the appreciation, promotion, and preservation of roller coasters around the globe. So please keep your hands and feet inside the podcast at all times as we welcome your hosts.
Hello, enthusiasts! It's your host, Jessica Gardner. Roller Coaster Rodeo took place over 3 fun-filled days in June at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. Whether you missed it and want to hear all about it, like me, I've never been, but I'm hoping to attend next year, or you were there and you just want to relive it, I've got a couple ACE members who are first-time guests of the podcast who are going to recap it for you. As always, if there's something specific you're looking to listen for, please check out our show notes and you can jump right to it. But I have a feeling you'll want to hear what these 2 guests have to say about everything. Please welcome Nick and Kelly Carlos. Nick and Kelly, thanks so much for being here.
Yeehaw! Yeah, well, thanks for having us. We are honored to be on the pod.
Very honored.
So we're looking forward to having a good time.
Well, first of all, I have to comment on your outfits. For those listening online, you can't tell, but they are dressed like they are still at the rodeo.
Yeehaw.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what you wore over the weekend?
No.
Actually, this is more of our fancier attire, and being that it happened, Roller Coaster Rodeo happens in June. It's very hot in Texas.
So with this being a podcast, we are in like button-up, long sleeves, Western wear. Initially, actually, we've had these shirts for, I think 3 years or so.
Actually, I think we got this for the first Roller Coaster Rodeo, and yeah, we never even used them.
We never used them. We didn't quite think it through because, like as Kelly said, it is hot during rodeo, and we had said, well, maybe we'll just change into these for the dinner, and then even the dinner was hot. So we have actually, this is a debut. You are seeing these on us for the very first. You're the first person to see these.
So what you're saying is this wasn't your first rodeo.
Oh, there it is. That didn't take long.
Just get it out of the way. Just get them all. The yeehaws and the...
We got the cowboy shirts on. I got cowboy hat. I actually have a nice little buckle.
Oh, looking good. Oh my gosh, does it say Roller Coaster Rodeo on the buckle? That's, wow. Okay. So how many years of rodeo? How many times have you gone?
This rodeo was my 6th rodeo, and it was Nick's 5th.
Yep. That was...
Wow.
Yep. No, so it definitely was not our first rodeo. We've been
not at all.
Well, we're going to find out how this one matched up to all the previous ones. But first, I would love for our listeners to get to know you a little bit better. So where are you both from and where do you live now?
I'm originally from West Palm Beach, Florida, but I've been in San Antonio, Texas for a good 20 years now. And Nick?
Born and raised here in San Antonio, and it's haven't really ventured too far out. Been my whole life just here in the area, and that's me in a nutshell.
Is Six Flags Fiesta Texas your home park, would you say?
Yep, home parks are Six Flags Fiesta Texas.
And SeaWorld San Antonio.
Yes, and up until recently, we would include ZDT's, RAP. But
RIP.
also Morgan's Wonderland, soon to be Coda Land is going to be awesome. So yeah, we're very blessed to have a few options in our backyard. So we're fortunate.
And to be clear, because if people couldn't tell, Nick and Kelly Carlos, you're married. You're not brother and sister.
Yep, we are the Quirky Coaster married couple. So yes.
Right. Tell everybody about that.
Oh, wow. So where do we begin? So let's see. We met back in 2017.
At Six Flags Fiesta Texas for a commercial shoot.
They were recording commercials for the VR version of Scream, which was a Drop of Doom. We were both running late. We'll just say
kind of a running joke.
Yeah, just in the nick of time. The best things come to those who wait. Anyways, so we both arrived at the parking lot about 5, maybe 10 minutes after our check-in time, and we were both kind of sprint walking, mall walking to the check-in, and I struck up a conversation, made a joke of like, oh, hey, this is the closest parking I've ever had, because the park was closed at the time. And I saw her later on in the I guess, holding area, struck up a conversation, got to talking. About a month later, we made it official by going on the Iron Rattler, and our first kiss was on the lift hill of Iron Rattler.
Stop it.
No, it
Really?
wasn't. Yep.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so I always joked. I was like, I didn't know if I was gonna get denied or if she was gonna let me. So I was
Wait,
like,
walk me through this, because how does a first kiss on the lift hill of a roller coaster happen?
okay. So after we're going back to the commercial shoot. So the commercial shoot, we had to ride Scream. How many times was it that day?
About 17 times.
Yeah, 17 times. Kelly had never ridden Scream. She had ridden a drop tower before, but she hadn't ridden Scream. And then that day, the very first time she rode it, she had 17 rides.
Mostly with VR headset with no content. So it was like we were riding with our eyes closed.
We got there and they said, sorry, the software hasn't been finished. It's not going to be installed. So just imagine you're seeing spiders. Use your and luckily, I had done a VR coaster before with Superman Krypton coaster the summer prior, and then Shockwave up at Six Flags over Texas. So I knew the premise, like you were supposed to tap the side of the headpiece to kind of shoot and kind of look around, and so I knew the simulation. But for those who had never done any VR, they were just kind of
like me. I didn't do any VR at the time, so it was my first time on Scream and the first time ever wearing a VR headset.
Yeah,
with no content.
So yeah, because I was the one who kind of had done it before and knew what to, I guess, the motions. I did get about 3 seconds of airplay on the little commercial shooter.
But don't get me wrong, I know we're kind of deviating about the first kiss.
Oh yes. So after the commercial shoot, the park was actually open. It was an operating day. By the time we wrapped, it was the park was going. We had struck a conversation, and so I just kind of shot my shot, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to ride a roller coaster?" And I was expecting Kelly to maybe be like, "Oh yeah, let's do something, tame or kind of like Roadrunner Express." No,
not me.
Nope. She said, "I said, what do you want to ride?" Kind of playing, kind of giving her the option to see how intense of a enthusiast she was.
So, let's go on Iron Rattler.
Right there, I was like, "Oh, is this the one?"
But
so
points.
That wasn't the day that we had our first kiss.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It was actually about a month.
It was
later?
Yeah, it was about a month. We were talking. We were, we hadn't kissed, and I had, kind of an idea in mind, and so
we actually were at a coaster event, and I think ERT was on Iron Rattler, and we just started climbing up the lift hill, and next thing you know, he kind of leans over and he kind of puckered his lips, and I was like, okay.
So you were on a lift hill walk?
No. We were
literally in the car.
The car. Okay.
We were climbing, to the top of the hill. We were strapped in.
I'm still waiting on an Iron Rattler.
Yeah, that's still eluding us. But we were, we were riding Iron Rattler, and we were climbing the lift hill on the train. About halfway up, I leaned over to get a kiss, see if I could get a kiss, and she met me halfway, and that was our first kiss. I had told myself, okay, if I get denied, when you pull back into the station, your eyes kind of water up. I was like, I could just disguise it
off.
Yeah, it was just my body's natural reaction to tear up, and when in actuality it would have been like, I got denied. But no, it was tears of joy when we pulled into the station.
It wasn't no crazy long. It was just a quick peck, because when you're climbing up a lift hill, it kind of goes quick. So
yep. And so, fun fact is, ever since then, every lift hill, we now lean in and share a kiss.
But of course, some trains don't allow us to,
the shoulder restraints.
Yeah, it kind of makes it a little
launches.
We don't want to chip a tooth or anything. But no, if we're able to safely do that without risk of bodily injury, we kind of share a kiss.
That's so cute. I love that. What a great little story there. And that's not where your story ends with roller coasters and your relationship either.
Oh,
Not
no.
at all.
That was just the beginning. Skip forward a few years.
I think it was the third rodeo.
The third rodeo, it was the first year that Dr. Diabolical was included in the lift hill walks. You could do the mid-course brake run or the lift hill walk. And
That's quite extensive in its own self.
oh my gosh, yeah. So
we'll get to that later.
it was 150 feet. We had harnessed up. We were up at the top.
Keep in mind, this whole time we have his son, my mom. We're all in our quirky shirts, and we're thinking that we're taking family photos on top of Dr. Diabolical lift. I can't even speak right now.
I know, that's a tough one.
Yes, it is. It's like a tongue twister. Say that about 10 times fast.
Start over with we thought we were taking.
So yeah, we were about to get ready to take our family photos, and that's all he kept saying was, "We got to take these family photos." And next thing I know, my mom and Reef is his son's name. They're like off in the distance because we were about to go back down the lift hill to get back on ground. And I turn around, and next thing you know, he's kneeling down, and I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And he proposed to me on top of Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger.
I didn't tell anyone. I actually, the whole lift climb, it was a kind of a blur because I knew what was going to be the climax, at least in my book. And so it seemed like it was a lot shorter than I anticipated. We were trying to get content and capture photos and everything. And then I needed to get to her mom to get her blessing and say, hey, so I kind of posed this.
Kind of a little of a short notice for my mom. I felt so bad for her.
But I got the blessing, and
to be fair, my mom is very hard at keeping secrets. So,
so yes, so I knew that. So in her mom's telling, I basically asked for her blessing, and then immediately in the same breath turned around and got on bended knee. That's not how it went. However, I got on bended knee. I had practiced this whole speech. Our guide, the employee who was walking up with us, they said, okay, it's time to go back down. And I said, okay, it's go time. And everything I had practiced and rehearsed just went out the window. And I dropped to one knee. And
supposedly it was the wrong knee.
It was all sorts of stuff. It was all these things that were, I don't know.
We ended up, I gave him the wrong hand. So we put the ring on my right hand instead of my left hand.
It was a lot going on.
A lot of people do that. But yeah, also I think that you have an excuse there. Things are a little probably crazy up on top of Dr. Diabolicals. They call it that for a reason, right?
Yeah. So she said yes, spoiler alert. And we proceeded to climb back down, and that was on day 3 of that particular rodeo. And the rest of the day was spent taking congratulatory pictures with our friends and kind of explaining how this, how it all went down. So it was very, very cool. It was a whirlwind and a great way to of punctuate that particular rodeo.
Fast forward to 2025, last year, for National Roller Coaster Day, we got married at Six Flags Fiesta Texas in the Zaragoza Theater.
We knew that it had to be full circle. We met at Six Flags. We got engaged. I proposed at Six Flags. So that was no question. We just had to get married at Six Flags. And so we met with the event staff and the powers that be, and they were tossing around, what dates, do you have anything in mind? And we were kind of scratching our heads like, okay, it has to be a weekend for a family to travel in, this and that.
We have this thing for sevens because we literally met on July 7th, 17. So 7/7/17.
So we were trying to kind of incorporate, how can we, kind of keep that a thing? And so they said, okay, well, let's sit on it. Your homework is to find a date, get back with us. We'll check our calendars, see how that goes. So we got home, and after some thinking, we're like, well, wait, what National Roller Coaster Day? We've always done something to commemorate that, to observe National Roller Coaster Day, whether it's marathoning at SeaWorld or gathering a group together. One year we were the first people to tour Palindrome's a construction site up at Codaland. We've always done something. And so we said, what about National Roller Coaster
Why not
Day?
get married on National Roller Coaster
Which
Day?
is August 16th. 1 and 6 is 7. And so it was just, we approached the park. We said, how about this? It's on a Saturday. And they came back and said, let's do it. Let's do it. We started spitballing ideas. The park was great to work with. They asked us, they told us, what would you like? So we kind of swung for the fences. We were saying, can we get, stilt walkers and caricature artists, and what about fireworks? And everything came to fruition. I mean, it was awesome. It was a dream wedding. Kelly.
A lot of people want to have that perfect Disney wedding, but we just wanted a theme park wedding with roller coasters and just what we love and enjoy. And
it happened.
Wow. That's amazing. What a cool story. I bet the pictures and the photos, the videos and everything are tremendous.
We're fortunate to be a part of, enthusiast groups, ACE, always at the park. We have friends who do show photography and landscape photography and just coaster photography. So we know a lot of photographers, and
there was one shot I said to Nick that I particularly wanted because I knew we were going to have fireworks of the night of our wedding, and I wanted us to be with the fireworks going off in the background and him kind of dipping me, and we're sharing a kiss with fireworks in the background, and our friend Griff, he got this.
Yep.
Awesome. Several photos.
And it was like perfect. A team effort. We had the park holding like the lighting, they brought a light for us because being backlit by fireworks, and it was a lot of logistics that had to fall into place, and it just was perfect. It was great. What we forgot to mention is the theme of our wedding was steampunk. Because
perfect.
Dr. Diabolical is in Crack Axle Canyon, and so
it's steampunk theme.
Yep. So we dressed up steampunk. I had a top hat, tails. Kelly actually, in fact, we were trying to incorporate the other theme parks that are our home parks here. So at SeaWorld San Antonio, we had commissioned the lead costume designer at the time to design her dress
at SeaWorld San Antonio.
At SeaWorld San Antonio. Yes,
so
and she knocked it out of the park.
She did.
Yeah,
so I was having such a hard time trying to figure out the perfect steampunk wedding dress, and I didn't want pure white or anything. I wanted something totally different, and I was going one direction, but Colleen, she pieced some stuff together, and I'm like, it's like you live in my head. I mean, it was just perfect.
Wow.
And just correlated. It was kind of like opposite. He was in the cream white, and I was in like purples and blues, kind of like peacockish colors.
Cool.
Yeah, it was great because we went to so many bridal expos and wedding bazaars.
It's all traditional
and
over
so,
there.
Yeah, we're asking, we're like, okay, can you do a steampunk wedding? And they're looking at us kind of sideways. Of course, they want the business. So like, yeah, we can do that. And everything that they came with or kind of showed us, we're like, no.
That's not it. Let's ask the theme park people. They'll know. We need the right photographer who gets it, the right costumer, Yeah, that makes sense.
Was perfect. It worked out.
In true fashion, I mean, we are a quirky coaster couple. I mean, we like quirky things. Instead of me walking to a traditional bridal song, we started out, everybody was walking in
the traditional canon and D.
Hakba, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But then as soon as it was my turn to take the stage
from Canon and D. Then we went. It slowed down. My friend was the pianist, So he did a nice slowdown into the theme song of
Jurassic Park.
Oh, but it was beautifully done. It was very beautiful, and we'd been searching once again for a song like what can we kind of, and we saw it on I think TikTok, and we're just like, oh my god, we saw it, and we both kind of teared up when the very first time.
Every time I heard it, I couldn't. I was like, that's the one. That's the one.
I love it.
So she walked down to this beautiful rendition of Jurassic Park on the piano, but then
as soon as I get up to the altar with Nick,
the
record scratch
happened, and then we started pointing to the top, and my son, who was one of my groomsmen, had not walked down. He was the very last one, and he was in the inflatable T-Rex outfit.
No.
Chip,
which was he was John Hammond,
yes.
which is the character of John Hammond, and so Chip and my son, which was an inflatable T-Rex, walked down, and it just kind of broke. Like we were kind of held to an expectation of being quirky, and so when
I think he nailed it with the quirky.
I was wondering, like, are they going to kind of go a little off track? What are they? And so yes, when the inflatable T-Rex started coming down the aisle, that's when everyone knew, okay, this is the quirky wedding, and buckle up because we don't know what's going to happen. So it was.
If they didn't already know that it was going to be quirky going into a theme park for a wedding.
Yep.
You set the stage right there just to let everybody know. That must have been so fun to be a guest at your wedding. But before we've got to get into talking about rodeo, but I still have a question for you. Where does you call yourself the Quirky Coaster Couple? You have an Instagram, and where does that come from? How did that start?
We've been quirky ever since we met, pretty much all of our lives, but the actual channel, Instagram, everything started October 6th of 2020.
And so what happened was we had been doing a whole bunch, as I mentioned, we had observed National Roller Coaster all the time. We've done kind of quirky things. We didn't know it was quirky. The quirky moniker hadn't really come up until once we started to really decide, let's do this. But prior to meeting Kelly, she was a courier, but she would always dress up for different holidays. She was known as the colorful
courier.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I just like to go along theme and everything, but Nick, he goes over the top on certain things. So I'm like, if I'm going to be with him, I got to step up my game. You'll see us, we'll go to SeaWorld dressed up as Mario and Peach in like actual real Mario and Peach outfits, or
we have quite the extensive collection of costumes. And so when I first kind of said, oh hey, I don't even remember what the first outing was in character or in costume, but she met my quirky level, and so we started dressing as a couple that just went and kind of tried to bring smiles to people's face. So
I mean, our motto is life is too short to be boring and normal is overrated.
Yep.
Yes, I'm right with you on that one. For sure.
And we know we've seen your outfits. We like how we're cut from the same cloth.
Especially what you did at was it Hollywood Nights with the
Santas.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know how it is. I mean, when I met her, it was great because now I had a partner. It is a little weird to see a single guy dressed up as Uncle Sam, per se, and so when I now have, it went with the introduction of Kelly, now it's two of us. It goes from, hey, look at that creepy guy, to, oh, cool, look at that cool couple.
He's the yin to my yang.
Yep, and so there's a balance. We kind of complete each other. And so we were trying to, once Kelly had an idea of, hey, we're doing these things. We had some friends of ours who have been YouTubers, had channels for a while, and they're like, why aren't you starting?
You need to start a channel. This needs to be documented.
Yeah, so they're like pushing us, and we're like, well, okay. So it was probably a year or two that we had kind of dragged our feet. Finally, we're like, okay, well, what's the name going to be? So we started kind of kicking stuff around. A good friend of ours who's our graphic designer, we kind of spitballed some ideas, and he's like, let me think about it. And the very first one, he said, what about Quirky Coaster Couple? And we're like, Wow.
That's the one.
Yeah. And so he threw a couple others, but it was like, that is awesome. That's perfect. So he made our logo, which is very versatile and it changes. We have a patriotic theme, we have steampunk theme, we have cowboy theme, we have Halloween, Christmas. So it's all the same logo, just
But
slightly.
you'll also see us sometimes say we're the quirky cabana couple, or we're the quirky water park couple, or
We went on a cruise, so we're the quirky cruising couple. So it's it fits a lot of different things. But so that's kind of how the quirky name came to be. And it was just after our friends kind of nudging us in the direction of, document this stuff. This is crazy.
I think the heaviest one was in 2018 for the 30-hour coffin challenge that Six Flags held. Yeah,
You did it?
that was me.
She was one of only 6 people.
I literally have the coffin in our living room.
Wait, how did you do? Did you make it?
Oh, yes. We got to keep the coffin. We got like $300, 2 season passes.
Oh, heck yeah. Good for you.
It's a short-lived thing, too, because that was in 2018. 2019 was they had a variation, and then COVID.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I don't think it's happened again. So it was a very short-lived challenge, and it was really cool because now it makes a very interesting conversation piece in the corner of our living room.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, everything from that to trying to ride every Six Flags roller coaster in the state of Texas and on National Roller Coaster Day. We did that challenge. We successfully did that challenge.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. And so just
Wow.
a little bit of that, but we weren't documenting. And so, our friends were saying, you got to start recording this and putting it out. So we started, and then Quirky Coaster Couple became a thing, and we've been quirking ever since.
That's so fun. Well, I'm glad you did it. That's really fun. And we talk a lot in ACE about how you can be yourself with other coaster enthusiasts. How many people have found their best friends, myself included, showing up to these events and just feeling like you're able to let down your guard and be your completely nerdy, quirky, whatever it is, self, be about what you're about. And when you do that, and when you're willing to do that and let those boundaries down, the people that you can find in your life, and the two of you are absolutely an example that beyond even friendship, you can find love on a lift hill, baby. So I love it. Oh, giving smoochies. We love that here. This should be the Valentine's episode. Oh, geez. But instead, we're talking about rodeo, which is perfect that we have you on the podcast for this. For those listeners who have never attended, like myself, tell us what it is. What makes it different than other events?
Well, Roller Coaster Rodeo is a 3-day-long event at Six Flags Fiesta Texas here in San Antonio. It offers attendees unique experiences, behind-the-scenes tours, lift hill walks. The big thing is entire park
Full park
ERT for 3 hours after the park closes on Saturday. So I believe there was about 400 or 500 attendees, which is nothing for an entire park. For a full park, you're walking on no weights. You can marathon as much as you wanted.
Yeah.
It's always great to see people who are there for the first time kind of like in shock, saying like, is this real? Is this actually happening? There's no line we can do. It is a very cool event. It is.
I mean, we have tried to ride every single coaster or every single ride during that full park ERT, and it's impossible.
I mean, there's people who have done. I heard a group of people this year did all the big coasters, all the big rides, but we're talking like
the kiddie rides,
which in itself is a challenge because the kiddie rides close at 11 and when the whole park closes at midnight. So that means you have to kind of bounce from section to section. If you're going to do every single ride,
you got to plan it out better.
Yeah, and you
just going from land to land to land.
And you also have to be able to, which I don't like to. I don't like to be like, I can't talk. I'm on a mission, because it's kind of rude. You can't. So I don't. If we were going to try it, we would probably have to wear T-shirts that said,
"Don't talk to me. I'm busy."
which is totally against our character. We love talking and meeting people and whatnot. So, but it is a back-to-back, jam-packed itinerary of just rare opportunities, unique opportunities, stuff that will give you memories for years to come. It is such a great event. We're so fortunate to have it in our
also
home
sharing
park.
it with like-minded people that enjoy theme parks and roller coasters and shows. Because I mean, you also you get a lanyard, which every year they come up with creative little.
Oh, it's
One
cute.
year
It
it was
looks like a
like
sheriff's badge.
Yeah,
this year
one
was a
year what it
sheriff's
was a horseshoe. There was other ones that
cowboy hat, I believe.
I believe so,
Yep.
or a boot.
It was all.
Yeah, and not only does you get just the behind the scenes tours, lift hill climbs and stuff. You get VIP access to the Coca Cola Lounge, and was it? It's not the Flash Pass anymore.
Fast lane.
Fast Lane.
Yeah, so this is a 3-day long fast lane, which in itself is worth the price of admission. But the rodeo also includes a big cowboy dinner on Saturday. It's breakfast. There's snacks.
Event T-shirt.
Yep, everything. There's just so many perks. There's if you don't
Reserve seating to all the shows.
Mm-hmm.
So while the park is open
Yes.
during those 3 days,
Mhm.
you have access to all of this. And then at night, you even get more ERT, a full park ERT just for attendees.
Yep.
Yeah, because so basically, day one is kind of a half kind of day. You can check in when the park opens. You can also, if you got lift hill climbs are a separate charge. All the proceeds go to National Roller Coaster Museum.
Yep.
Nice.
And yeah, you could schedule your lift hill climbs either in the morning. They're always in the morning
Before the park opens, obviously.
And you can do your lift hill climb, say on Friday, day one, which usually is what we always recommend because you don't want to miss out on any of the stuff that's going on Saturday and Sunday. But you can grab your lanyard, grab your shirt. Sometimes they offer posters. I think the last 2 years they offered posters, collectible posters.
Because there's 2 different tickets you could buy. You could buy a 1-day ticket, which you can, I believe, select your day as either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. However, everything, I would say about 80, maybe 75% of the activities are on Saturday. Saturday is the big jam-packed day.
Yes.
You can get the 1-day ticket for a price, and then for just like I think $20 or $30 more, you can get the 3-day ticket. So it's very obvious. You just get that 3-day ticket, so you don't miss out on anything. But as Kelly was saying, Friday the official welcome ceremony doesn't start until the evening, but the rodeo lanyard will be honored from 8 o'clock that morning if you're doing a lift hill climb, or when park opens. You can that fast lane and the VIP access, that lanyard will get you in all Friday, all of Saturday, and all of Sunday.
Now, do keep in mind that you do have to have a separate ticket, your admission ticket.
Right.
So just because you buy a rodeo pass, you do have to have park admission.
Yeah, park admission or season pass. But it's a jam-packed weekend. You definitely got to prepare. You got to hydrate. You got to use sunscreen. Our first rodeo, we were caught off guard of how much we did. I believe this year I clocked my steps at 28,000 steps on Saturday, and I had a friend who messaged us because we had asked, "What is your step count?" They said they did 31,000 steps on Saturday. So if you take advantage of all of the tours and behind the scenes and all the ERT, you can definitely rack up your step count, and you're not forced to do anything. We know people who
It's at your leisure.
who sit out. One of the big draws, one of the really cool things, if you don't know, Six Flags Fiesta Texas is inside of a quarry. It used to be a former quarry. One of the big draws is you get to climb the quarry wall, and so
That's cool.
you get to see from a different vantage point. You get to look down and be like, "Oh my gosh," So different. years they offer different distances that you can go. Sometimes it goes a little further. This year was a little different because they actually offered a kind of a side detour to tour the construction area of Werewolf Gorge.
Yeah. So you get to kind of see that, be the first ones to really see it.
Yep. So it's never the same rodeo twice. A lot of the main components are there, but it's always just slightly different and
the last
always
few
fun.
years, day one consisted of the welcome reception in Zaragoza Theater, and that basically is just basically the rundown of the schedule for the next 3 days. And there's refreshments. You can get like popcorn. I think this year it was like chicken, and I don't know. We didn't partake of any other food, but
The reason we didn't participate is because we always on reception day we kind of bring it that night. This year was kind of redneck.
I was Kelly Jo Beth,
and I was Nick, Red Nick. So yeah,
your costumes, you mean, or your personalities? Which one? Both.
For sure.
kind of both.
I couldn't eat anything because I had some false teeth in that kind of looked a little.
Oh no!
There's photos.
Like
online.
I said, he goes over the top.
All out.
I'm just like, I want to be a little cute.
She was cute. She was definitely cute. So she was Kelly Jo Beth, and I was Red Nick. And
we brought our dinner, which was a stuffed squirrel that we purposely.
It had some tire marks on it, so we had dinner covered in case we didn't have any dinner access or our dining plan didn't work that night. So
wait, sorry, back up.
Back up.
No, we're not skipping over what you just said there.
Okay,
you ate a squirrel, or you had a.
Okay, so
tell me you're joking.
We like to take photos with our friends, and because we're in costume, we're in character. I can't talk about it without having a little twang in my voice, but we also like to just have something that our friends can hold or pose with. So we always try to have an accessory that they can kind of get in on the bit. And this year's accessory was it was a stuffed animal because
it wasn't like literally a real squirrel.
No, it wasn't a real squirrel. The challenge.
Listen, I don't know y'all very well, and I'm not from Texas, and I don't know what happens in San Antonio.
Yeah, the park rules still are corporate,
that is
chain wide. No bringing in your own roadkill.
No bringing in your own roadkill for dinner. Okay, just checking, because I'm wondering why that kept you from eating dinner. That was the connection I was trying.
We're kind of all scatterbrained, but the challenge in being quirky is still falling within the park guidelines. So It's very easy to just put on a mask and be like, oh, I'm this character. However, Six Flags doesn't allow full mask. You have to do half, either the top half, bottom half, left or right. So you have to follow the rules. And in order to do that, you have to get creative. So although I would have really have liked, I do know of taxidermy. I could have definitely got like a roadkill looking like authentic.
No.
I was looking for a possum. I couldn't find a possum. But
I'm gonna throw up. We need to move. What if people are eating while they're listening to this? We need to move.
It was all not fresh. It would have been all,
I'm sorry I asked.
Okay, it was just a stuffed animal. You can win stuffed animals at the park.
We've in the years past, we've also dressed up like Barbie and Mexican.
Yep, Mexican and Barbie, because just Barbie movie, there were the cowboys,
rhinestone cowboy, and I was like not necessarily Dolly Parton, but I had a wig that looks similar to what she would wear, country western.
Yep, we had like tassels, really kind of sleeves. We've had inflatable. We had to get special permission for this, but we had the inflatable horses that we rode into the dinner with.
Oh my gosh. You two have so much fun. That sounds like a blast.
We try to make things memorable. And like I said, we like to get our friends in on the act. So this year they were able to hold a stuffed animal squirrel that I kind of X'd out their eyes to kind of make it look dead, and then put some tire marks on it, kind of scuffed them up a little bit. And that was in case we didn't know if the dining plan was going to work, so we had to cover our bases.
Oh, jeez. Make it stop. Make it stop. I am a vegetarian. This is just really fun.
He ate veggies, Liam. All right, fine.
Yeah.
Back to the rodeo question.
What was the question, Mike?
So I've never been to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. It's one of those things. It's just for whatever reason, I haven't made it. This was my first year actually ever going to Texas. And I went to Houston, and then I went to Six Flags Over Texas for SpringCon, thanks to Ace. But would you say that rodeo is good for a first-time attendee?
Well, as we mentioned before, it's as intense as you want it to be. You can sit out on all the tours. If you're just getting into kind of dabbling, sticking your toe into the enthusiast pool, and you're like, what is all this about? There are tours that are more nerdy. And then there's some that are just kind of like, wow, this is an opportunity. So I think it's good for, families, hardcore
We
enthusiasts.
had a lot of people stopping us on Saturday alone saying, what is this roller coaster rodeo and what's the badges? And then we'd start telling people, and they're like, where can we buy tickets? Because if you really think about it, the price of rodeo basically is way less inexpensive than going and buying a flash pass with your parking pass and this and that. And you get all these benefits, full park ERT, the fast lane. I think I just called it Flash Pass, but anyways.
Yeah, that's okay. We knew what you meant. It's changed so many times.
But yeah, I just remember someone in one of our group chats was mentioning, the price of rodeo is worth it alone because you get all these benefits. And if you just go on a regular, just one day, you spend way more money if you buy the fast lane pass plus your park admission, the parking, your food, all that adds up. But if you, like I said, you got to have your park admission with your rodeo ticket, but it's pretty much all inclusive because you get dinner, you get breakfast, you get snacks, drinks.
Right.
There's so many benefits.
We had first time attendees to the rodeo come up to us with the lanyard, and they were like, okay, so what does this get us? And we're like, all right, buckle up, let me tell you. And then we would tell them exactly, and they're like, they were part of rodeo, but they still couldn't comprehend exactly what level of perks were included with the lanyard with rodeo, attending rodeo. So it was great we saw people there with little kids. We saw people there, friends and our coaster family.
Definitely an event for all ages, that's for sure.
All levels of whether you're just a novice enthusiast, whether you're nerding out, it's great for everyone.
Like I was trying to say before we got all into our costume and everything, day one, you got the welcome reception. That is the breakdown of everything that's going on. This year was a little different because they had kind of like a Q&A where they had guests write down questions, and there was 6 supervisors.
Heads of departments.
Yeah. And they basically answered questions for
cool.
a certain period of time. And then we got a private viewing of one of their really awesome shows they have there right now in Zaragoza Theater. It's Forever Hollywood. Highly recommend that show.
Six Flags Fiesta Texas consistently. I mean, it started off as a show park back when Fiesta Texas, prior to Six Flags. So in its DNA, Fiesta Texas is a show park. And so one of the good things is it's still very prevalent around the park. We have award-winning shows, the Golden Ticket just last year.
Right.
So the entertainment department knocks it out of the park all the time at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. So we were able to have a private screening of Forever Hollywood, all attendees at rodeo.
And basically, Forever Hollywood is a compilation of classic songs that are from movies like Disney movies like The Lion King and
classics from black and white. I mean, in the years past, and this is kind of like a reoccurring theme. I think this is maybe the third iteration of Forever Hollywood. They've done everything from like...
It's amazing how many songs they go through really, really quick. And I think in like a 20-minute span.
Yeah, everything from like Somewhere Over the Rainbow from Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain, to Rocky Balboa, to Jurassic Park. You know, all sorts of stuff. And it's just a medley of soundtrack songs or songs from Hollywood. But after that, one of the cool things about opening night is we get an infield tour of Superman Krypton Coaster, and it was running. They always run a few trains, and so the thing this year, a couple days before, we had some pretty heavy downpours, so they did kind of protect some of the low-lying areas. But in years past, when it's been dry, we just kind of get free reign of the park. The park by this time is closed. And so they're sending train after train to it's a photographer's dream. It's just great. It's sunset, so it's golden hour.
You get a lot of unique shots. And the one thing I always nerd out about is I like being under a roller coaster track with a train going above my head. I don't know why. It's such a cool feeling. And there's a lot of different opportunities to have that with this infield tour of Superman.
And Superman's footprint is so large.
Right.
So, I mean, everything from the Cobra Roll to you can go right under the mid-course.
But you also get some unique shots of Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster.
Yep. She's right next door. So it was really, really cool. Right after that, we got to walk the track through...
train tracks.
Walk the track of the train through the tunnel, which goes, like I said, it was a quarry.
At Fiesta Texas, our train, Miss Kitty, goes through the actual quarry wall.
Yeah.
And in years past, we've been able to do this too, but it's just really cool going through that tunnel and just walking through it. It's something that don't normally do. So,
and then when you come out the other end, you're immediately greeted by the 3 waterfalls falling off of the quarry wall. So you get the spray of the water, and you're like, "Oh my god, this is so great!" It's like a
really cool, unique magical, photos and selfies, and
magical moments.
Cool.
And that just leads straight into the ERT.
First ERT of the whole event, and this year they called it the Wild West Shindig.
Yep.
And that's in Crack Axle Canyon. And you have full range of Iron Rattler, Roadrunner Express, Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger, a couple of the kiddie rides, and Boomerang. I think they included Boomerang this year.
In years past, it was Daredevil Dive. She was down for some maintenance this year, but...
and you also got to ride on the
Miss Kitty,
the train.
So,
nice. Unfortunately, though, this year that first ERT did get rained out. It rained quite a bit during it. So, but they also include snacks. I think there was grilled chicken, barbecue chicken on a skewer, and
fried mac and cheese bites, and some nachos and drinks. And
during check-in, they give you these drink tickets, and they're different colors for each night. You get 2 drink tickets per night, and you just turn them in, and it could be for an alcoholic beverage, basically.
Oh, wow.
Your choice. It's either alcoholic beverage or a soda.
The sodas were actually free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you didn't. It was just basically for the alcoholic beverages.
You could tell what I put my tickets.
Yeah, I'm guessing we know what you use yours for.
But also that night too, I mean, it kind of worked out. I don't want to say kind of worked out because, I mean, a lot of people did get to miss out on ERT because, I mean, it rained pretty good. But also the Spurs were playing.
We're being in San Antonio. Yeah, we're the Spurs. We're in the finals.
So we got to go into the Thirsty Buffalo, which is their
sports bar.
Yeah, sports bar area, and got to watch the game and wait for the rain to, mosey on by.
Yeah, it did kind of let up after probably about 45 minutes of ERT. So attendees got to get in some ERT, and that was good. But it was definitely an early morning, so people were heading out because the first lift hill climbs, you got to be there at 8 o'clock. And so we were able to climb this is the first year that Roadrunner Express was offered as a lift hill climb. We've done, as we mentioned, we've done Dr. Diabolical. That's where we got engaged. Superman Krypton Coaster was another lift hill climb that we had done in years past.
And then also Goliath, which is now known as Chupacabra.
Mm-hmm.
That's also generally, was it available this year? Because I didn't see a lot of people climbing.
It wasn't available this year. It got replaced by, they just tried to kind of rotate the lift hill climbs to kind of keep it fresh and offer new offerings. This year, Roadrunner Express was offered because you could take a look at the, I guess, aerial view of the construction site of Werewolf Gorge.
Oh, okay.
The kind of an elevated look of some dirt, or the future the future home.
It's quite a big site.
Oh my gosh, the footprint is ginormous. It is the topography there is really, really cool. It took out 2 slides from Hurricane Harbor that were that used the landscape there, and this whole footprint, it just goes up and down and all around, and it's just, we're looking forward to this coaster. It's going to be
bet. I'll bet.
That basically concludes day 1 of what happens on the first day of rodeo. It's, like I said, it's not as big, but you still get some cool perks. In years past, during our ERT, it has always been in Crack Axle Canyon, so we always got the Iron Rattler and Dr. D rides. You can marathon them as much as you want, as long as it doesn't rain. But they used to do like a Fright Fest version where they had scare actors and sliders, and they have 2 haunted houses in that general location, and they opened them up, and you got to go through the haunted houses in years past. But of course, things have changed. But
yeah, like we said, they do offer different things through different for different years, just to kind of make sure that people aren't saying the same old thing. It's not the same thing. It's something different every time, and it keeps it fresh and gives people options.
Day 2 is, like we both have said, is the big day, and I mean, honestly, hydrate, because like I said, this Texas heat is no joke. And our day started with the lift hill climb of Roadrunner Express, and during that time, if you can time it right, is the big cowboy breakfast, and that consisted of scrambled eggs,
bacon, and
grits, and biscuits, and all that good stuff for rodeo breakfast.
Yep. So the breakfast starts at 8:00. The lift hill climb start at 8:30. As you know, the food lines get pretty long, so we didn't want to run the risk of missing our opportunity to climb. So we just went straight to the lift hill climb. But there are people who have done both, fueled up for the long day, and then go to the.
We take too long to take pictures and videos, so we kind of missed out on the breakfast, which I was really in desperate need of coffee.
But we were able to get some great photos. We have content for days. We're good on content for a little bit for.
But after the breakfast starts the next portion of ERT, which was this time in DC Universe, and that consisted of
everything from Shazam,
Superman, Shazam, Cyborg,
Wonder Woman. Every DC themed ride is available for ERT before the park opens. So you're talking Superman Krypton Coaster, Joker, everything, the whole brand new DC universe with Cyborg and Shazam and the monorail and
that
Supergirl.
Went on for about an hour. So it was an hour's worth of ERT, but there's no lines. I mean, you have a little bit of a line, but it's not as long as if you go on a normal park day. And this is on a Saturday, so the crowds get pretty crowded.
Oh, yeah.
So the rodeo lanyards with the I'm about to call it a flash pass again.
Yeah, with the fast lane, it definitely
it helps, especially
definitely
on a Saturday.
If you choose to skip out on the tours, it's a pretty jam-packed schedule. There is, maybe about an hour or 45 minutes in between some of the tours that they kind of give you to either refresh or kind of get a break in the lounge.
Except for Saturday, because it's in the morning. It's you got the big cowboy breakfast, and then right after that, it goes into the hour of ERT and DC Universe, and then right after that starts the big cliff top quarry wall and construction site, and that right there. Like I said, it's one of those.
It'll surprise you. It'll sneak up on you. That quarry wall. There's one section of
deep.
because you take like the maintenance road, road to get up to the quarry wall, and looking at it, you're like, okay, that's not that bad. But then you start, and there's just one specific section that just you feel it in your calves. You're gonna feel it in your thighs the next day. I'm still feeling it, but what's great is I want to say it's at 10:30, which is when the park opens. So as soon as this mass flood of GP starts coming in, we're climbing the wall. So and it's early enough so that it's not super hot. That's by design because it is Texas. And so although it is still hot, it's not the heat of the day. So it's about it was about an hour and a half this year.
Something like that. And the nice part is it was at your leisure. I think in the beginning of the first couple of years of rodeo, it was more like, all right, come on, we gotta get to this, and this. But over time, they've learned, let them go at their leisure. They do provide water. The last several years, they've provided water for everybody because, it can get pretty gruesome. But this tour, it's not just going on the quarry wall. You can actually go over to Gully Washer because the maintenance road goes behind the queue line or the station of
Iron Rattler.
Iron Rattler.
And it's actually the Gully Washer has a great view of the first drop off the quarry wall of Iron Rattler. So you can get that perspective of Iron Rattler's first drop, or this year they allowed on the quarry wall to go right next to the first drop. So you could actually catch the first drop of Iron Rattler from two different vantage points.
Oh,
very,
cool.
very, very close. And it was very unique. And there was a time when people were like looking at the guide saying like, do we need to go yet? And she's like, you still got like 20 minutes. You're fine. I want
to say that tour started at 10:30 and it ended at noon.
Yep. So we had an hour and a half on the quarry wall to just look around.
At your leisure, just at your own pace. If you didn't want to go all the way up to the top, you didn't have to. You could just go because they had people stationed in certain areas.
Oh yeah. It was definitely like
you couldn't wander off anywhere that you couldn't have access to. But the big thing this year was the construction tour of Werewolf Gorge. And, there's really not much to really look at. But what was really cool, and it was a very nice touch, was they had signs displayed in certain areas that would say, okay, this here, you're standing where the station's going to be.
Oh,
this
neat.
You're standing where the swing launch is.
Yeah.
And this
kind
here.
of visualize it. Yeah.
Yes.
And they had renderings. So the little boards there had renderings, and it said like, you are here on the lay of the land. And so it was really cool. We got to see kind of use your imagination. We took a couple pictures with those signs, and it was really neat.
Getting the certain pictures, a different perspective of the park, because that's the one thing is Nick and I, we've gone to Fiesta Texas so much that we're running out of things to photograph because we photographed everything. So getting a new, fresh perspective of Roadrunner or Iron Rattler or just the other rides in the park from where Werewolf Gorge is going to be, it was very refreshing.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
The one thing about Nick and I is we like to take photos, and that's the one big thing that we both share is photography. Mm-hmm. And it's just what's crazy is we have to literally kind of divide and conquer at times because we have a similar eye. So
you're getting a lot of the same photos sometimes.
Much. So
whenever we're whether on assignment or we're at an event, whenever I see her, people looking from afar, I'd be like, did Nick not put deodorant on? Because she's way away from him. It's just because we're trying to get a different perspective and a different angle of maybe the same thing, but just from a different shot, different vantage point.
But moving on from that area, at noon is when that tour concluded, and they at least allowed an hour break. That's when the VIP lounge would open up, where that has like refreshments, some snacks, water, sodas.
People with the rodeo lanyard were given a Coca-Cola wristband, VIP wristband, that would identify you, and you were able to get a snack, drinks, coffee, and this place was a godsend.
Cold,
it was great.
Ice cold
Yeah.
AC.
So
is
humid outside, and we would
That
come
makes
inside.
a difference for sure.
And so, it was kind of a recharge area. It had outlets, it had plugs, it
Charge
was
your phone up.
charge your body just from the heat. But yeah, like I said, there was probably about an hour break, and then the behind the scenes tours kicked off, and there was some returning favorites.
The first one that they've had every year is the Lights On tour of Pirates of the Deep Sea,
which is really cool. If you have ever ridden the pirate, it's a dark ride shooting game. It used to be the old Scooby-Doo's Ghostbusters and got rethemed.
Ghostbusters.
Yep. And so now the Lights On, you get to see all the pirates and their booty and
basically
their
walk along the track.
Oh,
And
cool.
it's pretty cool.
yeah, you get to see all the animatronics just kind of still and then kind of see
In
them.
years past, they used to have a shooting contest. The first couple of years, you would ride the Pirates game, and whoever got the highest score, I think the first top three got a prize, and
prize pack.
then they also included like a kind of like a fourth place, like best of show or something like that.
Honorable mention type of thing. And I what did I get? I got second place, I think. I won once, but
Fun. I feel like you had an advantage. It's like your home park, but okay.
The thing though is those guns are like kind of finicky, and you just gotta hope that you get a car that has a working.
there's a
Blaster
method to
thingy.
the madness. You got to kind of coordinate with the people on and be like, hey, I know guys, we're all going to be trying to shoot, but hey, we're trying to get the best score. So this go around, you're going to be the only one that's shooting. All of us are going to lay low. You're going to get all the points.
Hot
And then
tips.
there's a strategy. Yep. So, wait, this is going on.
Oh,
Edit that.
yep, that's right. Nope, you already spilled it. Yep, it's already out there. Now we know how to do it.
That was a couple years back. Like I said, they just kind of do slight variations. This year was just the Lights On.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool to kind of see all the props and animatronics in the
Then
lights.
after the Lights On tour of Pirates of the Deep Sea, you meet at the back of that attraction, and that starts the behind the scenes of the maintenance shop. Nick, actually, I kind of sat this one out because the cliff top tour, the sun got to me. So my mom and I, we chilled in the VIP lounge, soaked up that AC. So
Yeah,
Nick
and-
actually went out and did this because this is another kind of a sun barreling. Just
This is the one that really, really tests your heat tolerance because it is outdoors. You're walking. When you are inside, it is inside of the maintenance shop, which is not air conditioned. You're in the shade, but it's still in the heat. There are some fans, but it's one of the tours that I always try to make sure that I go on.
I'm kind of regretting this year that I did miss out on that because from what Nick told me this was the most coasters that was in a refurbished
State
getting
like,
refurbished.
we would in years past we start off first thing is going behind the scenes and to the maintenance shop, and in years past there's been like maybe an iron rattler train getting kind of worked on, kind of stripped down to like chassis. In years past we've seen I think Superman and maybe Cliffy, Dr. D, Cliffhanger, but it was always like one, maybe two roller coasters that were being worked on. This year, we walked in and immediately the whole shop was just filled. There was Boomerang, was a whole train was there getting worked on. There was Superman. There was Pandemonium. There was Iron Rattler. Dr. D. There was at least 5 or 6 different coasters that were in different states of repair or just maintenance, and it was really cool. And it's an active work zone, so clearly the maintenance guys have been informed. Hey, you're going to have some people walking through your shop because they were people were asking questions. They were so accommodating and answering this and oh, what is that and what does this belong to? And then it was just any question you had was being answered. There was no sort of like, why are you here? It was just, it was, we, attendees were welcome with open arms. And it was just great to see. It was just so cool to see the trains and different parts and different pieces just stockpiled just
You
to
just don't realize how much goes into a coaster train until you see it broken down into pieces. And
yeah.
Oh, sure.
So it was really, really cool to see
And
that.
to be clear, you were saying the lift hill walks were an extra ticket, but are the
Mhm.
behind the scenes tours extra or they're included?
all
Everything is
included.
included.
All right, cool.
The only thing that you have to pay extra for is the lift hill climbs, and so
Sure.
all
And
of the
those are
tours,
probably limited too.
yes, and so
Mhm.
the tip that I would say, like Cliffhanger, is always sells out like almost not immediately, but probably within the first week or two. The lift hill climbs, that's the hot ticket. Um, Roadrunner Express, it's the shortest lift hill climb they offered, but it was the one that we hadn't done, so we jumped on that one. But yes, Cliffhanger and even Superman do sell out. So it is kind of a first come, first serve. They do have limited spaces because they do have to open the park and
But you
start
have the
testing the ride.
option to do, you can pick and choose what day you want to go. Either you can do
Got
day
it.
1, day
Okay.
2, or day 3.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But all the tours are included in the price of rodeo admission. And so after the maintenance shop, we probably spent a good 20 minutes in there. And once again, it's something where there's employees stationed past the maintenance shop. So if you just wanted to peek in there and continue on your merry way and just kind of keep going, you could go and take it as fast or as slow as you
Yeah,
wanted.
that's the nice thing. I like how they do it at your own pace, because in the beginning of Roller Coaster Rodeo, first, second year, it was kind of like, okay, we're here. All right, now we're going to move on to this. It's just at your own pace because they know
Nice.
how hot Texas can get.
And with it being now this was the 6th year, they've worked out some of the kinks, and now they know what works. I think it almost the first year it almost felt like they were herding cattle because it was one big group. Like, okay, now everyone look at this, and the people in the back couldn't see, so they probably got feedback and whatnot. So now it's like a well-oiled machine, and it is. Everyone is pleased because people experience tours, on a different schedule, and some people
Mhm.
want to hit it hard. Some people really want to dive
Sure.
deep,
And
and
some
other
people don't even want to do it. They just want to be out there on the coasters using their fast lane. And I
or
get it. Yeah. Or in the VIP lounge, just chilling in the AC too, because why not? It's your trip, it's your vacation, your ticket. So I like that it's a little bit of a choose your own adventure.
Exactly.
But also included with the behind the scenes, after the maintenance shop, you go along the back area of the boardwalk section, and you're literally behind Pandemonium. You get to see it, the backside of Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster.
Before that, there's you get to see Hell Valley Cemetery, which is one of their extreme scare zones. So it's just really cool. You get to see behind the scenes, and even before that is all the staging area for all like the Mardi Gras stuff and
Yeah.
all of the different holiday in the park. You see, big ornaments just kind of waiting in the text. So it's just it's not a boneyard, but it's a definitely behind the scenes tour because you're like, wow, that's where that gets stored when it's not in use for Fright Fest, or this is where, wow, that's cool. I know where that goes. Oh, that's during, it's just really cool to kind of, it's almost like a seek and find kind of a thing where you're like, I didn't know this was where they kept it. So, but you're seeing everything behind the scenes. You go behind, as Kelly said, Pandemonium, and then it ends at Wonder Woman, the single roll coaster with such a picturesque coaster with now SKC Superman is in the background of Wonder Woman. So so many photo ops between supports, and if you're lucky, you kind of catch both trains in the same shot. The Cobra Roll is right there. It's so great. You have the skyline, the Scream Tower is framed perfectly within the
It's a
Wonder
photographer's dream.
It's a playground. It's really a playground where you could just like, oh my gosh, there's so much to see. There's so much to shoot. There's so much to do, and it's just great. It's just such a joy to do that.
I think the funniest thing of these behind the scenes tours with the being behind in a different area of roller coasters, especially when we go to the cliff top tour, you're really close to the lift hill of Roadrunner, and just seeing the faces of the people riding, they're like, what are these people doing? Why are they taking photos of? Why are they videotaping?
Yeah, and it's so funny to see like the puzzled look, and then kind of like waving, like, are you supposed to be where you're at? Why are you there? And like I said, going back to the Quarry Wall walk, there was so much time. I was standing next to a family, and the dad was taking pictures, and the kids and the mom said, we're going to go get in line. We're going to go take pictures of us as we come down the first drop, because we don't have to wait in line because we have the lanyard, so it wasn't like, oh,
Nice.
the line is an hour and a half long. No, it was like, we're going to be on in about 7 minutes. So get ready. We'll be right back. So it's just really cool. And yeah, people are looking at us like, what are you doing there? How do you do this? So yeah, I can only imagine that rodeo is just going to get more and more popular as it goes on throughout the years, but just super exciting, rare opportunities. After that behind the scenes tour, there was a little bit of a break, probably about 30 minutes.
After he got back from the behind the scenes tour, we had a lights on tour of Saw, which is one of their newest haunted house attractions.
Yeah, it was IP Saw, the Saw series. I did hear some people a little shocked because it was advertised as a lights on walkthrough of the haunted house Saw,
with no scare actors or anything.
Right. However, the lights weren't on. The lights were just as dark as during operation, which I personally liked. There was no scare actors. However, there are pneumatic kind of elements that just kind of go off. There's kind of like the clicking and like the air bursts, the pops, and some strobes. And so Kelly's mom is not a Fright Fest person. She goes to the park nonstop year round except for Fright Fest. So she was like, okay, lights on. This is going to be great. We got in there and it was dark, and she like,
regretted it.
What is going on? She was so tense and wound up. She wasn't the only one. People were like, what is going on? It was for me, it was a pleasant surprise. It was nice because you were allowed to take photos, and
just no video.
Normally that's not even allowed. So it was just it was really cool seeing it as like in the mode of a haunted house. Yeah. But it was just a unique, once again, another unique opportunity.
But these specific tours, they consisted, I think they started around 1:30, and they concluded about 3, 4-ish. So yeah, 3 tours pretty much back to back to back.
Bam.
And then after that, it was kind of wide open for us to do whatever we wanted at the time. And both my mom and I, we chose to just continue to chill in the VIP lounge because that sun got to me. But at 6:30 was the big rodeo dinner. And that's when we all congregated in the Picnic Grove area, which is up at the front of the park by Chupacabra. And they had, what was it, cowboy chili, some
chili,
vegan chili.
There was some chicken, some smoked chicken. There was, good barbecue fixins like potato salad and beans, and just kind of barbecue fixins, what you will. Mm-hmm. So yeah, everyone got a good spread, got good eating. The crazy thing was everyone who entered the Picnic Grove was given a raffle ticket.
Yeah, this was the big surprise to us.
Yeah, we were not aware of this. This is something new that they had done for this particular rodeo.
And it actually wasn't even on the itinerary at all. They just said, oh yeah, this is a new thing that we're going to do. Maintenance was kind enough to round up some stuff, and we're going to raffle off these coaster wheels or these that would go
Chain
around
dog,
the park.
it was really really cool. And what was awesome is it wasn't like an auction, or you didn't have to outbid the next person. It was just you had the ticket and they were drawing them out. Oh, well, what happened is they had artwork from Dr. Diabolical's Q line, and for every item that was going to be raffled off, there was a little bag. And if you wanted to, you could put your ticket, you got in that particular bag because you wanted that item. And then they would draw a ticket from that once they got to giving away that prize, to kind of sweeten the pot, and which I thought was a brilliant marketing tactic. As they said, if you for every $20 you spend inside the park on merchandise, you will get an additional raffle ticket. So all you had to do is present your receipt from Friday or Saturday and show them, and for every $20 you would get another additional entry. So there was probably, I would say, a good 15 to 20 giveaway or raffle items from, like you said, we had, what was it, a Superman?
There was a Superman wheel. I know they called them. It was one of the bigger ones.
The road wheel, like huge, heavy.
And then they had the smaller, I think the guide wheels. I think that's what they're called.
There was all sorts of, like, I think it was a chain dog. There was signs from Spinsanity. There was signage. There was, like I said, artwork from Dr. D. It was just a lot of stuff.
Then also, this wasn't part of the raffle, but they also had some concept art ideas of one attraction that never came to fruition at Fiesta Texas. And I don't remember what, was it it wasn't a Vekoma type ride.
It was like the Ultra Twister at Astroworld. It was pitched to the park. It never came to fruition, but it was renderings, hand drawn, of the opening year, 1992. There was different areas of the park that had been
that was really cool to see.
Had been sketched out and said, okay, what about this? And they were kind of deciphering which direction to go, and they were right on full display for us to see. Those were not raffle items, but that was just a really, really cool piece of Fiesta Texas history to kind of see what could have been, what might have been. But yeah, it was just really, really cool.
But also, in years past, during the big rodeo dinner, they used to have this, it was called the Rodeo Rivalry, which was you got a group of 4 people in a group, and you'd play these rodeo games. It was like throw these gigantic horseshoes, or was it lassoing the steer? And
it was like a bunch of like farm backyard games. There was a dunking tank, which park officials would get in. Back when Jeffrey was at the park, Jeffrey Sieber, the park president, would sit in the dunking booth, and you had a chance to dunk him into the dunking booth.
But that's where Nick's rodeo belt buckle comes into play, because his first year at rodeo, him and a group of friends got together and they won first place in the rodeo rivalry. So that
okay, so you didn't make that yourself. Got
it. Second year of Roller Coaster Rodeo, they offered the belt buckles for first, second, and third place. The first year was actually a trophy, like first, second, and third. And the group that I was in won first place. And we won second place. And I think about it. After the big dinner we congregated over to watch the fireworks, Blockbuster Blast, and that was always cool to see.
Reserve show seating.
Yes, yep. Reserve show seating. But then after that, at 9 p.m. started the big main event, which was full park ERT.
Oof.
That's when all the GP is escorted out. Everyone has
to wave goodbye.
Everyone has to have the rodeo lanyard. All the ride ops are instructed to make sure they see that. And the entire park is open for 3 hours for rodeo attendees.
9 to midnight.
To go and ride as much as you want. You also have the drink tickets where you can cash those in for adult beverages. There's snack stations located at various points. And it's just, you can ride as much or as little as you want. And it is just 3 hours of awesomeness in the park. Is basically, it feels like it's all
It's like a playground,
to yourself.
big playground. But yeah,
Amazing.
that's pretty much the big main day that's jam-packed full of all kinds of activities for day 2. Day 3 consists of the lift hill climb, whoever wanted to do lift hill climbs in the morning. But then this year they included Chupacabra's infield.
Yep.
So yeah, that was one thing I was like, ooh, that's different, because in years past it used to be Poltergeist. You got to go into the spaghetti bowl, and that's really cool. But this year it was Chupacabra, and then after that was 2 hours of water park ERT.
Yep, inside of Hurricane Harbor, there's right by the Texas State Lagoon, the wave pool.
Lone Star Lagoon.
Lone Star Lagoon is there's just an area with a few slides that is just for rodeo attendees for 2 hours. There's mimosas and fruit and some coffee, I think. But yeah, it's just 2 hours of just kind of relaxing.
And this year they offered the cabanas at a discounted price for the first 2 hours. I believe the premium was $200, I think, or $100, something like that.
We have ERT. Who's going to be chilling at a cabana? Like, if you've got ERT, you're not going to.
You never know.
Yep.
Like, to each their own, right?
Yep.
Maybe someone's kids and they've got their mom or their parents and they don't want to.
Yep. I mean, they thought
do
of
the
everything.
coasters. Yeah, they really did.
Yeah. So, though there was Thunder Rapids was scheduled to be part of ERT right there, the water coaster. There was a part that did not arrive in time. However, in lieu of riding it, they did say you could now climb the lift hill of Thunder Rapids for free. So kind of making up for the fact that, it's not available, but there's another lift hill y'all can, just have at it. So, it was a limited time thing. It wasn't the entire 2 hours.
It was during our 2 hour ERT, because the water park opened up at noon and ERT started at 10. So 10 to noon, we had this whole section of the water park all to ourselves.
Yep. And then that's when that's actually the end of the structured activities for rodeo. Your lanyard is still good for the rest of the day. All the perks that come along with it are still valid until the
reserve show seating, the fast lane pass, all that is still accessible throughout the whole entire day.
Yep. And so the water park stays open till 7. The dry park was till 8, I believe. This year, we always get a group of friends together and we have a Quirky cabana. So we get one of their premium cabanas, which we could never afford unless there was a big group of us like there is congregated during rodeo. So this was the 5th annual Quirky cabana, where we get permission from the park to decorate a little Quirky, and kind of this year we had 2 premium cabanas side by side. And so we had a big group of people, and we decorate and just have a good time. And after a long weekend, there's nothing better than not having to fight over a lounger, because you have your chair, you have your fan, you have a safe, you have a cooler, you have a fridge, you have
a server that comes and takes your order, so you don't have to go in line and get any drinks, food.
Yes.
It's just
living the life. You have a call button. I'm like, feed me grapes and wave palm. Yeah,
that sounds like a good Sunday to me. Oof.
Yep. So it was great. And people at that time, have either, been tuckered out from the long weekend and leave early right after the Chupacabra infield tour, or some just stay for ERT at Hurricane Harbor and then leave. Some people travel. Some people use that opportunity. Hey, we're in San Antonio. There's other parks, So they kind of, everyone does their own kind of thing on Sunday, depending on what their preferences are. But the perks that come along with rodeo still extend throughout the park operating day on Sunday.
And that basically concludes the whole 3-day process.
Extravaganza.
Yes.
And you've really walked us through it, which I appreciated so much. I had this long list of questions for you, and you answered it all. But I do have a couple of specific advice questions for someone who's never been before or someone who hasn't been in a long time, like myself. What, in terms of signing up, are there any tips? This is an event that does sell out, correct? And you said some of the lift hills sell out, or no?
The only thing that does sell out are the lift hills, and that's just because of a time constraints, because you cannot obviously walk a lift hill while it's operating, and the park needs to open. So there are a limited number of slots available to do the lift hill climbs. However, we
I don't think Roller Coaster Rodeo has ever sold out
there's
yet.
Oh, okay.
you can buy tickets up until the day of. The only cutoff was you had to sign up and pay and reserve your spot about 3 weeks in advance in order to get the commemorative poster set that came with it, just so they would know how many to print. You got one poster for each day that you attended. So if you got the 1 day pass, you could get one of the posters. If you got the 3 day pass, you got all three. And in years past, you could like connect them side by side and then make one big landscape picture. It's really cool.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the only thing that kind of had a cutoff is you just had to sign up by a certain date in order to guarantee that you had the 3-piece poster set. But one of the things that we clarified and is so great is, yeah, you could show up day of and say, I want to be a part of the rodeo and here's my money ticket.
And this is something you do have to be a member of another enthusiast group like ACE, right?
Nope.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is a park event.
anybody can sign up.
Okay. Anybody, any part. All right. Good to know.
Park GP. I mean, that's why people were asking, what is this about? So we were telling people it wasn't a specific, it wasn't any other enthusiast group. It is a park event. And so it is open to anyone and everyone.
I think that was confusion in the years past. A lot of people thought you had to be a part of a roller coaster group to be a part of Roller Coaster Rodeo, but nope, it's open to everybody.
Yep.
Okay. But there's no benefit to like signing up the day of that it releases or anything. No. Okay,
No.
good to know.
Only benefit
Some
would be
quick.
that you can guarantee your spot on a lift hill climb.
What about hotels? Are there a lot of hotels right in the area? Is there any place that you would recommend staying or not staying?
I mean, Six Flags Fiesta Texas is located in a nice area of town. It's by La Cantera and the Rim, which is an outdoor mall. There's lots of shopping. There's lots of hotels. It's a nicer part of town.
It just depends on your budget pretty much because around the corner you got the Motel 6 if you're on like a low budget, or if you want to splurge and go stay at La Cantera Resort.
Yeah.
It's an all-inclusive resort.
Yeah.
Plenty of options.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Plenty of
How
options.
close is it to I could look this up. SeaWorld San Antonio. Is that something you would like hook on to that trip, or is it not really?
20 minutes down 1604. So it's just a straight shot. They share the same highway, and
Great.
it is. Yep. So what I meant when I had mentioned on Sunday, a lot of people were making the trek to SeaWorld just 20 minutes down the road after, the infield tour of Chupacabra. So it's definitely doable to do a 2-park day, and we often do it.
Best airport to fly into?
San Antonio International Airport.
And do I need a rental car, or can I get to everywhere from Uber, rideshare, that kind of thing?
Uber and Lyft is the way to go over here. No rental car is really necessary.
Great.
That way you can avoid the parking if you don't have passes and whatnot. So rideshare, or there's plenty of friends and enthusiasts. We know people who have just been catching rides with other enthusiasts, or kind of accommodations for people who are in. But yeah, just as you know, enthusiasts, it's just a big coaster family, and you could just say, hey, I'm coming into town, let's hang out again. And it's just such a welcoming community. It's just I meeting Kelly, she grew up in Florida. It was theme parks and roller coasters never really took a back seat in her life. I went as a kid with my family, and then around teenage years, I was like, okay, that's for family outings. I probably honestly took about a 20, maybe 15, 20 year break, and then I found an enthusiast group, and I realized, I was like, wow, it's not frowned upon to be an adult and ride roller coasters. And it was just really, really cool, the amount of cool people you meet. And Kelly calls it her coaster therapy. After a long, stressful work week, or just life has gotten to you, you just ride a coaster, and where else can you scream at the top of your lungs and not get arrested? It's just very therapeutic. It's just so cool. And it's just, yeah, coaster therapy is a very real thing.
Amen. Yes. I co-sign on all of that. And I feel like that's a really great way to wrap things up. I feel like we've covered it. You've answered all of my questions for sure. And you two have just been an absolute delight. To everybody who's listening, can you let them know where they can find you?
All of our socials are a Quirky Coaster Couple.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and even Threads.
Yep. It's a Quirky Coaster Couple on all of those. Quirky with a Q, Quirky, Coaster Couple. Just as it's
You got
spelled.
any fun trips or events coming up, or just got through rodeo and not thinking about that yet?
We are waiting for Tormenta to open.
Oh, I hear ya. I hear ya.
Tormenta and Codaland. We are
Yes.
definitely excited for everything Texas related. So
You've got a lot going on in Texas.
Yep.
Oh,
future
yeah.
is looking bright.
Definitely. Well, thank you both, Nick and Kelly, Carlos, so much for joining us. Quirky Coaster Couple, everybody. Don't forget to check the website, ridewithace.com. Remember that Ace is everywhere you consume your social media as well. Follow Ace everywhere to stay on top of all the coaster and park news coming out and to hear what your Ace membership has to offer. If you haven't joined Ace yet, what are you waiting for? You never know. You could be on a roller coaster event and meet the love of your life. You never know. You might be getting proposed to on top of a lift hill. This does not come with any guarantees, of course, but, it's worth a shot. So everybody, I just want to say on behalf of myself and all of Ace and the podcast team, thank you for listening. I hope you get to ride a coaster today.
Ride With Us is produced by the American Coaster Enthusiasts, a registered 501c3 organization. And we will see you at the parks.